Hey everyone, Donald here from Talking to a Podcast. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get back podcast support in the Music app in iOS 6. Of course, Apple released their own podcast app, and with iOS 6, they supposedly took podcasts out of the Music app. The problem with that, well, there's several problems with that. First of all, the podcast app doesn't sync podcasts with iTunes. You download a podcast on iTunes, you listen to a podcast on the iPhone. It doesn't sync that status back to your computer. This is lame. The second problem is that the podcasts app is not controllable by either Siri or your iPod controls. If you have a car with iPod controls or like an iPod dock with controls on it. You can't control the podcast app with that. You can't tell Siri play, Otaku no podcast or something like that. The good news, though, is that Apple didn't actually remove podcasts from the Music app. They just kind of hid them, so you have to go through a couple steps to get them back. So today I'm going to show you how. First thing you want to do is on iTunes, you want to turn off podcast syncing if you have it turned on. So in this case, I'm going to turn it off. Don't sync podcasts, that's fine. And then sync your iPhone or your iPod or whatever. Now, on your iPhone or your iPod Touch or whatever, you'll want to kill both the Music app and the Podcasts app. To do that, double tap the Home button and find both apps in this little task switcher here on the bottom. Press and hold on the icon. They'll start wiggling, and the little red minus sign will appear, and just tap on the red minus sign for both the Music and the Podcast app. Next, you want to uninstall the Podcast app from your iPhone. To do that, just press and hold on its icon until they start jiggling, and then just tap the X. It'll warn you that it'll delete all its data. That's fine. Don't panic. Just press delete. And now, on your computer, go back to iTunes and turn podcast syncing back on. And sync your device. Finally, back on your iPhone or your iPod Touch or whatever, go into the Music app and tap the More tab. And look, Podcasts has returned. You can tap the Edit button up here and then drag the Podcasts tab into your row of tabs if you want to make it one of your chosen few. Now, this procedure doesn't always work on the first try. You might have to try this once or twice to get it to stick, but eventually it will. And finally, a bit of a warning. This hack currently still works. Who knows how long it'll work, though. When Apple comes out with iOS 6.0.1, it may go away. You never know. But enjoy it while you can. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. This is Donald from Talking to a Podcast saying sayonara, Jane.